Hi guys, I'm here today with Marie Hudson from IWillNeverThrowUpAgain.com, and Marie has created this incredible community of people and this incredible blog about her experiences with bulimia, and she has graciously agreed to come on today and share her experiences with us and answer a few questions. So thank you so much. I really appreciate you coming. So,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm honored.
Good, thank you. And so what I want to talk about today is a topic that comes up a lot with my clients, and that is hiding. Okay, so we use food. A lot of people use food to hide behind. And that's one of the things about emotional eating where it is a kind of mechanism. It's like kind of an excuse that we use to not do something. So as somebody who has been battling with an eating disorder like bulimia, and who is brave enough, oh my God, so exciting, to come out and chat and write a blog and use her voice for the greater good. Maria, I just wanted to ask you, what is your experience with that, with hiding behind food? And can you tell us, like, maybe a story that you've had around it and what it's like for you or was in the past?
Well, hiding behind food it's like you're in a cage. You are literally stuffing down what's inside of you and your power and your ability to choose, and you're coming out. It's almost like you're two people. You feel like you're two people because you're coming out as someone totally uncharacteristic. For me, bulimia included lying. It included stealing, hiding. Someone that I would have never have been, or that I'm not naturally, but because of hiding from my own abilities, hiding from my own feelings, and hiding from my own desires, and even thinking that I'm capable of doing certain things or I'm capable of choosing good things, the hiding just completely pushed me down. I believe that eating disorders just really distort. Obviously, they distort who you are, but they distort your entire outlook on life and who you become, unless you choose not to be a part of it.
Can you give us an example of a past experience that comes to mind where you had really struggled with the fact that you were hiding behind food, and like you were recognizing it, and kind of what was going on, what was going through your head, and what that experience is like? And then in contrast, I'm going to ask you for an experience where you actually fought through it and you didn't let it be that kind of that blanket and thing that prevented you from moving forward in your life. Because you're here today. Marie and I actually met in a leadership training, and she is in it to win it. So exciting.
So exciting.
I'm so proud of you.
It's like I actually have life now.
So cool. So cool. So if you're okay with it, I would love for you to share an experience with us that maybe the audience can connect with, that was maybe a wake up for you, and then one where you were able to go through it and come out on the other side.
Yeah. Well, I have over 10 years of experience with bulimia, so there are many, many, many experiences, but a few that pop out are especially my productivity at work and who I was just in the job atmosphere. I would literally hide at work. I would take things into the office and have them under my desk, and I would be eating, and it would be completely distracting me from everything I was doing, but I felt like I had to do that in order to even be productive. So what little productivity was coming out of it, it was still very stifled. And then I would leave for like an hour just to go throw up, and it was embarrassing because there's people coming in and out of the bathroom, and you're literally hiding in a bathroom stall. Like, that is just, it's degrading, and you're allowing yourself to be degraded. One of the biggest wake-up calls for me is the health effects. I have literally lost teeth, and the shame that comes on that, like every time you go to the dentist and they know what's going on, and it's self-inflicting, they know why you're there, and you keep having to come over and over, and literally losing teeth and needing implants, and how that affects your finances. Like I went through all of my finances. If it weren't for my family and the people that support me, I would probably be on the street, because that's how severe it is, and that's how much it overcomes your entire mind and your life. As far as fighting through, I mean, the biggest example is right now. It was the fact that I came to the realization that I have a choice. Like, I'm not a victim. The things that happened to me in the past, the things that I'm hiding from, are not as big as they seem. Like, fear is a complete lie. You are not subject to anything. You can have the choice to come out of it in a second and live in freedom. And I think it was that realization of, I can literally just step out of this, and it is up to me. Like, I do have the power to do that. And it's just, I mean, it's just, it's not surviving. Like, you can actually live a life and dream exactly what you want to live and live it. And it's just, that's all it is. It's really coming to that realization of, okay, I don't have to be this way. And those feelings that you're afraid of, or the things that you're hiding from, aren't going to kill you, and they aren't going to last forever. Like, those are all complete lies. So for me, it was just being able to trust that the people around me would still be around me, and to trust that I will make it through every single moment. And guess what? I do. Like, and it's not even hard. Like, the thing is, it's like, once you realize that and you get through a moment, you're like, that is a million times smaller than what I thought it was going to be. You know, it's like, it's like one little blip of, and then you're like, oh, it's over. But that's what you're so scared of. Like, it doesn't make sense.
And it's like that blip of fear, right?
Yeah.
That's really what it is.
Yeah, but it seems so big.
Yeah. I love that explanation. Thank you so much. And so I'm sure that everybody watching is like, okay, you're talking about being able to get over it, being able to get through it in the moment, realizing that it's not that big a deal. How do you do that? And what I'm asking by how is, like, are there steps that you go through in your mind? Are there tools that you've learned to think about when you get into that place? And would you be okay sharing those?
Sure. Yeah. There's multiple things you can do.
Yeah.
Especially knowing yourself, knowing what makes you come alive. So for me, writing makes me come alive, and that's my biggest expression. So I started a blog. But really, when you're in that moment where you just feel like everything's spinning out of control, I used to have panic attacks because I would get so overwhelmed by fear that I would just freeze. And really, at the beginning, allow that. Sit through it. You know, there's nothing wrong with those feelings. There's nothing wrong with having your life freeze momentarily to get through to something bigger. So there is no shame around overwhelming feelings. You're allowed to sit there and feel it, and your only focus is just getting through it, and little by little it stops. So I can say, you know, I haven't had a panic attack in months, because it's just that day by day, like, okay, like, I'm going to take a deep breath, I'm going to sit with this. And then honestly, for me also, I'm very involved with yoga. Through this process, I became a yoga instructor. I'm very fitness oriented, which wherever you are on that is, you know, do that in a healthy way. But for me, it's been such a tool, like an empowering tool. So it's really me physically fighting back, and I can feel it. I can feel it like rising up in my spirit that I'm really going after something and I'm conquering it. And I start my day off with that. I get up at 5:30 and I have a pretty hardcore, intense, I box. I have a hardcore, like, boxing workout, and it makes me feel powerful, and I can actually physically fight, and I am able to walk through the rest of the day that way. And then when those time comes, you know, I have my periods of time that I know when it's coming. Like, I usually feel it come around 11 a.m. and then I usually feel it come around again at 3 p.m. And then, so it's like up and down, but you start to recognize that, and you start to set yourself up in situations where you know you are safe, and then you start to build that trust, because that's what you're really lacking, is self-trust. So you find little ways to build that self-trust, and then it just expands.
Oh my God. Okay, so a few things that you mentioned that I absolutely love. One, obviously, self-trust. So no matter where you are on the emotional eating spectrum, self-trust is like number one. The other thing is, I love that you mentioned yoga, and I love that because it is not a kick your ass workout. It is something that enables you to work out and stretch and move your body and feel into your body and do all of those things without it being like this punishing exercise where like, oh, I just ate a whole bunch of ice cream or whatever it is. I'm going to go run on the treadmill at the maximum speed that I can for an hour. Like so it's not that. So yoga is a great thing for that.
Can I say what I love about yoga?
Sure.
Is that okay?
Please do.
What I love about yoga is it really is about listening to your body. Like that's the whole essence of yoga is breathing. So if you're only breathing, you are doing the workout. You're doing what yoga is. So anything in addition to that is just coming into more of an integration of matching your body with your breath, so you're really in tune with what's going on. And it can be as hardcore as you want, it can be as soft as you want, and it's still yoga. Like there's no right or wrong about it. It's really just you and your body and you being aware of where you are in that day, and every day is different.
No, 100%. And I happen to be a trained yoga instructor too, so I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah. A lot in common here.
Yeah.
It's good. So there were those two things, and you talked about moving through your emotions. Mm-hmm. And that is massive, you guys, because if you don't, there's no way around this stuff. You can't walk around life. You can't walk around the difficulties that you need to get to for success. And this is a challenge that's been placed in front of Marie in her life through whatever forces created it. And so it's been a card that's been dealt to her, and she's had to find a way through it. She can't go around it because I don't know what around is.
And bulimia in itself is really a symptom of deeper things going on. So it's really coming into contact with what is really causing this and what is causing this disconnect, and allowing yourself to be connected, because you can't run from that, or you'll just disappear.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah.
I mean,
so whether it is, hiding food or sitting on the couch on a Saturday night feeling like you're unworthy of being out with your friends because you feel fat or whatever it is, all the way through the other end of the spectrum, which would be, a severe eating disorder. Any one of those things, it is about facing that issue. Like, I love what you said. You said connect with what's going on, because it's not about the food. It's always about something that's up here.
Yeah.
Always about what's going on in the mind. And the last video, there was a video last week I put out on where emotions come from. I encourage you to go watch that, because it really does explain actually exactly what you're talking about, just on a slightly deeper level. So thank you so much. Yeah.
One more thing.
Yeah,
So connecting about
Yeah.
what's going on.
Yeah.
It's good to connect to what's going on, but then realizing you have the choice to actually step outside of it. So even though you're connecting to it, that doesn't mean that's what you are. So it's really, I came up with this phrase actually a couple weeks ago of living outside of your story. So like my story has depicted my life. It's depicted my choices and the things I feel trapped with. But really, I can choose to actually step out of the entire thing, and then I'm free to do whatever I want. Like, I'm free to create anything. So it's really like connecting with it, but then choosing to step outside of it.
I love that. It's all a choice.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like one. It doesn't always feel like one.
Right. But the truth is it is. It's just choosing truth over a lie.
Yeah. Bam. Where can we find you, Marie?
You can find me at www.iwillneverthrowupagain.com is my blog. And expect more in the future. But that's where you can find me for now.
Awesome. I can't wait to see what you come out with. I am so excited for your voice to be heard by more people. And thank you so much again for coming on, for being vulnerable with us, for being honest. Because that is where we learn the most. And I learn from you all the time, so thank you. And I will also tag Marie on this video so you guys can connect with her on Facebook. And
Yes, friend me.
Please friend her. And we'll see you soon. Thank you so much for watching.
Thank you.
Bye.